changed shirts so that I could record this video back to back. And I had that like strange moment of like, what if I did this next segment like without a shirt on? And then realized this is a family friendly show and ain't nobody want to see that. Hey guys, I'm author RG Long, and this is another episode of Epic Indie Books, a series of videos where I review and give you my first impressions of some epic indie books that are just coming out and very soon to be released or something like that. And I want you to see what's been going on with these. I've got a whole playlist of other videos like that you should check out, all books that are coming out by epic indie authors, and I give you the rundown of these books so that you don't have to go searching for them yourselves. And just so you know, this is what everything looks like. So I take a moment to go over the cover and just kind of judge the book by the cover real quick, because that's what we all do, right? Okay. Then look at the blurb, which is trade talk for the description of the book, the first thing you can read on the Amazon page. Then we actually look at the first page of the book, give you just a quick reading of that and let you interact with that. And then we check out the reviews and see what other people are saying about the books so that you can figure out if this is a book that you might want to get. Now remember, the whole, the five-star treatment of the book is if I say during this video, you know what? I am so interested in this book that I'm gonna buy it. So here we go. Let's look at our books. The first book that we're gonna check out today is called Warrior Knight, Power Ascending, Book 2 by Paul J. Bennett, international best-selling author. So first off, before we get moving too far in here, let's check this out. This is a Warrior Knight, Power Ascending, Book 2. All right, so this is a pretty sweet cover here. We've got our knight looking here. He's got half his face covered with the sword kind of right here like that. On the cover, we also have 5 stars, says action-packed adventure. I guess, you know, putting your Amazon reviews on a cover is good. If you've got good Amazon reviews, that's something you can do. Looks like there's a castle behind him, and the ends of night like are on fire. Like there's just a little bit of fire. Not like magic fire, but like, I'm just now looking at it, draw your eyes attention fire, okay? So this is great. This is the book that's coming out and the book that Paul J. Bennett would like you to read, but here's the deal. This is book 2. So we want to react to book 1. Book 1, which is Temple Knight, Power Ascending in his series, again by author Paul J. Bennett. Now I notice here that we look a little bit of a different style, right? So look here, we have a real, looks like a real person standing in front of a castle. And then here we're zoomed in on a woman's face that looks more drawn than real life. So maybe there was a switch in covers, artists there or something. So this is what book 1, Temple Knight. Again, we have the fire on the K and the T there at the end. So we see a woman with dark brown eyes and a sword super close. Looks like it has a crown on the pummel. That's what you call that, right? I hope so. And then up the top, the review is Fantasy and Action by LPJ Goodreads reviewer. Okay, so it's an interesting cover. I'm drawn in by it. It probably looks really good in a thumbnail, and so that you could see that this is Temple Knight, Power Ascending. So yeah, looks pretty good. Thumbs up for there. I think I would have liked the in-person. I say that like a person, but I also have told you that having people on the cover is not always my favorite thing. So I don't know. I'll give you a thumbs up for this one, Paul. Looks good. Okay. So let's get in here and read the blurb of book 1. Okay, so book 2 is available for you to read and see, but let's check out book 1. All right, here's the blurb. Life took a twist she never expected. All Charlene ever wanted was to follow her in her father's footsteps. That is, until the moment she was forced to leave her old life behind to save her family. Oh, okay. Now, as a Temple Knight, that's the title of the book. Now, as Temple Knight, she finds herself alone in a distant realm and unaware of what the future will demand of her. Her hopes for a new life are dashed when her past catches up with her. It's only when raiders begin harassing the coast that Charlene, I hope I'm saying that right, Charlene's true mettle emerges. Suspecting that all is not as it seems, she hatches a plan that reveals a far greater danger than anyone ever imagined. With her new family of Temple Knights, Charlene leads them in a desperate gambit to thwart the ambitions of a mighty foe that has the power to destroy them all. Journey along with Charlene Descendria as she chases her destiny in the action-packed, intrigue-filled Temple Knight, the first book of Paul J. Bennett's newest epic fantasy series, Power Ascending. Wow, there you go. Okay, so a few things that I'd like to point out that I appreciate, and I can see where he did this. I only see 2 like fantasy names. Okay, so as I'm reading these descriptions, I'm realizing that that's a thing. If you pack in the like 8 name characters and like the names of your countries and your capitals and your cities and things like that, it gets like overwhelming. And I'm looking at my own blurb and going, you know what, I could probably fix this here, make this a little better. So I appreciate that the only two things I see here are Charlene and Temple Knight. Everything else leaves it up to your imagination. So that's great. I'm gonna definite thumbs up on this description. Boom. Good job, Paul. That's great. Appreciate that. All right, so let's check out the first page. Going in here, zooming in. We have a map included. I can see it right here. And there we go. Page 1. Charlene Descendria stood motionless on the street, her sword resting loosely within its scabbard, ready at the moment's notice. Her fellow initiates were there with her, each dressed in the white cassock of a knight in training, bearing the scarlet waves of St. Agnes, the colors reversed from that of a full temple knight. Of those gathered, she was the oldest by far. Most joined the order between the ages of 16 and 19, but at 24, she had started much later in life. The arch-prioress had assured her that such a thing was not unheard of, but her experience thus far said otherwise. Charlene looked to her fellow initiates, who were standing nearby, nervously watching the run-down boarding house before them. Their orders had come early that morning. Stand guard and keep any suspectors at bay while the knights of the order searched for a criminal. The temple captain of St. Agnes, resplendent in her plate armor and scarlet tabard, looked their way. You're only here to keep people back. Do not enter the building. Is that clear? Yes, Captain, they echoed back in unison. The knight, satisfied her instructions were understood, joined the other members of the order as they moved forward, shields to the front with weapons drawn. The captain advanced, kicking open the door as she led her contingent of 6 into the building. The sounds of fighting quickly drifted towards them, the ring of metal on metal, the grunting and yells that accompanied such things. One of the other initiates yawned, but Charlene remained focused on the front door. Suddenly, a sister knight staggered out of the building and fell to the ground, blood pouring from an arm wound. A large man, easily topping the knight by a head or more, followed her out, his bloodied axe raised for a death blow. Hey, okay. I like that. This is looking pretty good so far. Okay, Paul J. Bennett, I like your first page. So nice. Well done. It's engaging, a lot of action so far. I'm drawn in. Thumbs up on that first page. Nice. All right, let's check out some reviews here. I see on the good old Amazon 68 global ratings. 68 global ratings. We have 79% 5-star, 10% 4, 8% 3, and a 1-star rating. Probably a single 1-star. So let's look and see. We have one here by MJM, another intriguing series for Mr. Bennett. Mr. Bennett. For starters, I'd certainly recommend reading the very good prequel, Tempered Steel, which introduced Charlene and explained how and why an excellent, experienced master smith winds up in a religious order of temple knights, assigned to an outpost in the far reaches of the country. Oh, okay, thank you for suggesting that. There is a prequel you can get. This is a well-written story and a very intriguing story arc filled with deep inspection of character traits and human interaction, as well as vivid descriptions that pull me into the story, making me feel I was part of the action. This is an easy read, and there's a lot to read, with plenty to hold the reader's interest. I have already bought the Warrior Knight, the second book in the Power Ascending series, which is the other story arc following the life of the Baron's heir, Ludwig, who had crossed paths with Charlene, setting these stories in motion. I'm eager to start that book and look to follow this series to its conclusion. So MJM has a glowing review and says that you should read it as well. There is so the 1-star rating is just a rating, didn't leave a review. There are no reviews for that 3-star rating as well, and just a few 4-star reviews. It says, the story started a little slow, but it provides a backdrop for the heroine especially. So once I got past that part, I really enjoyed the book and the main character. I'm looking forward to the next in the series. So, hey, there you go. All right, so we have some honest reviews from people saying that it's a slow start, but they enjoyed it once I got into it, and some other people saying it's great. Paul J. Bennett has another full series out here that looks like you can read and get a hold of, and so this looks to be not only an exciting book, but also one of somebody who's written some other series as well. So, you should go check out Paul J. Bennett's A Temple Knight, an epic fantasy novel, Power Sending Book 1, and just come out now, Warrior Knight, an epic fantasy novel, Power Sending Book 2. Okay, so good job there, Paul J. Bennett. Looks great. Appreciate that. Nice. All right, let's check out this next book here. Final thoughts? I say buy the book. I say you should buy the book. I might. I don't know. It looks pretty exciting. I might buy this book. I don't know. Oh, I can't commit right now. Let's go on to the next one. Okay. This next book is by Stephen Larkin, and it's Varric 1. Oh, Stephen Larkin, Varric 1 of Dragon Bones and Ashen Tears, The Swarming Death, Book 1. Okay, wow. So we got a lot going on this cover. First off, I really like the title, I will say, of Dragon Bones and Ashen Tears. Like, that just sounds cool. That sounds like a good fantasy title for you. And then we've got Stephen Larkin. Is that Varric 1? But The Swarming Death, Book 1. So I have some questions here. Who is Varric? What is Varric going on? What's happening here with Varric? So, green cover, great sword. I like the typography. It might get a little lost in the thumbnail, but if it's working for him, that's great. Okay, so sword on a green cover, it looks pretty good, you know. I feel like you could probably step it up like just a little bit, but maybe just that much. But I would give this a thumbs up. This looks like it was worked on and they tried really good. So Stefan, okay, thumbs up on your cover, man. All right, so let's read that description for Of Dragon Bones and Ashen Tears. It says, a non-human in a world of humans, Varric, there we go, there's Varric. Okay, Varric seeks for answers about his past, but obtaining them could cost him his life. Varric saw his parents burned alive by dragon fire. All they left him is a mysterious box with a broken symbol. Over 20 years later, he still doesn't know what the box contains. The Queen of Luxia may have an answer, but in exchange he must retrieve a magic orb that's buried deep under the mountains. What he finds there will force him to face his greatest fears at the peril of his own life. Okay, so it says Varric 1, so that Varric is the main character of this book. It says his parents were burned by dragonfire and they leave him with a box and a symbol. All right. Yeah, intriguing. Again, we do a pretty good job here by making sure we don't like fill it with fantasy words. So, good job on the description there. I'll give you a thumbs up for that. And then let's go to the look inside and let's check out the very first page. Okay, very first page. It says, amid a raging seas with warring winds pushing our ship further toward the whirlpool, I considered jumping overboard. The humans meant nothing to me, just like I meant nothing to them. My odds would be much better on my own. The sea did not scare me, not even when agitated as it was now. Only one thing held me back. Sailing was quicker than swimming, in much the same way that riding a horse was quicker than walking. I could swim, but it would take way too long. Not to mention I would be exhausted by the time I reached the coast. The captain was barking orders and the crew scurried around the deck. An inexperienced eye may have read this as panic, but I did not. These people knew what they were doing. This was not their first storm. Focus and determination were in their every gesture. Urgency as well, but that was to be expected. I decided to wait. I could always jump later if things turned sour. Oh, okay. I did go and look to see if there were any reviews of this book. There aren't any reviews yet. So maybe you could be the first one to review this book and give author Stephen Larkin his very first review. I checked on Goodreads as well, didn't see any there. So it's a brand new book. It is just now out, and it looks like he also has up for pre-order the second in his book in this series, and it's going to be House of Wizardry. Okay, so You should check out this new author, see what he's got going on here. Check out Stephen Larkin and Of Dragon Bones and Ashen Tears. Of the two, I think I would choose Temple Knight. If I were going to buy a book right now, I think I'd choose Temple Knight. I have to decide. I don't think I'm going to buy it right now, but both of these books look exciting, and if you love fantasy books, you should definitely do me a favor, hit this subscribe orb. Every week I do first impressions of 2 new fantasy books, and I would love to let you know what is coming down the pike. Hey, thanks so much for joining me on this little journey. My name's RG Long. I write the books. Have a great week. Enjoy the journey.